Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. David Aldridge will join us momentarily from the sidelines. Now a look at the stats for Devin Booker.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different score than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Suns finally broke a decade-long playoff drought. Devin Booker says it's been a long time coming. Basketball and life relate to each other, and that's how I grew up. It's through basketball. I kept my head down, kept working, and it finally paid off. Kevin, is that deep enough for you?
Yeah, I love it, and I love that team, David. Thank you. And the kind of game fans love to watch, Greg. 2 offensive teams going head-to-head.
And the rules today favor offense, and that's why league-wide scoring continues to rise.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Edwards is out there with Bembry. Then it's Harden. Then there's Irving. And it's Claxton in at the 5. Rome in the paint. And for Phoenix, up at forward, they'll have Bridges and Crowder. The star backcourt of Paul and Booker are out there. And it's Ayton in at the center, locking down the middle. And so off the tip, it's Brooklyn. Paul against Harden. Passes to Bembry. Five to shoot. From past the arc, Booker pulls it in. And so Booker will bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. They traveled to Brooklyn last time they faced the Nets, and they came away with a win.
Yeah, really ratcheted up the pressure in their last matchup, getting steals and just creating havoc defensively.
The turnover margin was well within their favor, and you have to point to that ferocious D they played as the biggest factor in that win.
Ayton is a player who, Greg, occasionally shoots a 3, but it's still a developing part of his game.
Yeah, you know, not the best numbers from outside. Does it to keep teams honest, but it's a far-fetched to say he can stretch a defense.
And so it's the Suns getting on the board first. Irving drives in, rejected by Booker. In the corner, Crowder with it. A 3-pointer is right on target. Crowder's got 5.
And the defense has to bottle him up before Jay Crowder gets it going.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Harden scanning the floor. 5 on the clock.
No, it's early, but going 0 for 4 to start a game can make a team get a little bit tight.
Here's Crowder. Good, and Paul gets the assist. He's got 7. Brooklyn's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Pass to Irving. Here's Bembry. They set the screen. Will it go? He lays it in.
Well, that's a healthy make there after missing their first 4 shots. 1 of 5, not what they wanted, but they're on the board.
.35 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And he's good on the 3-ball.
Great ball movement there.
32 seconds left here in the first quarter. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Irving drives in, and the rejection by Ayton.
Well, Ayton flashing some good movement there and great timing. Booker
against Irving. Now here's Booker, coming off a stellar performance against Utah. Driving to the basket. It's good.
When you find yourself up double digits in the first quarter, you know you're doing something right.
Well, dominant so far. That's the responsibility of the starters. Now let's see if everybody else who plays in this game makes the same kind of high-level contributions.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Phoenix ahead, leading by 10. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And regarded as one of the best leaders in the game today, Chris Paul opening about how his team works together.
With anything, whether it's business, work, relationships, whatever, it's communication. And I think that's something that we're doing an amazing job of right now. And that's communicating, talking through things, and making sure, even when it gets tough, that we continue to communicate.
And with this younger team, it's got to be easier for Chris Paul to lead as that elder statesman.
Yeah, at times in the past, veteran teammates didn't appreciate his constant input. Credit these younger guys, though, for soaking it in.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And from what we've seen, guys, from Phoenix, what do you guys see?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
Setting the floor for the Nets. They've got Griffin, Harden out there with Mills. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's Thomas in at the 3 slot. On defense, Phoenix. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Clock at 6. Griffin's shot is good. And Greg, you made your money on the defensive end. What was the toughest kind of player to defend? A one-on-one guy or a constant movement type of player?
I've always will say that it's harder to guard movement. You know, as a defender, you drill a lot about guarding the basketball. But when a guy is great without it, man, that is the hardest job you can have defensively.
And the 3 ball is good.
Well, Blake Griffin hitting this, it's going to reset your defensive strategy. You've got to rush out to him because he can be a bit streaky from out there, and it's working.
Shamet on the wing. He gets that one. Shamet's got his first points in this one.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you for the baton, Kevin. Kyrie Irving, of course, marches to the beat of his own drum. At times, that might rub people the wrong way, but Kyrie says, I've learned lessons from it. That's the most beautiful and exciting part, just the growth. What I'm saying is, it's always been bigger than the game for me. And guys, you have to respect his willingness to go it alone.
You do indeed, D.A. Thank you for that portrait. Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Andre Ayton's checked in for JaVale McGee. Bridges comes in for Jay Crowder. Booker, he's checked in for Landry Shamet. And Paul subbed in for Cameron Payne.
Well, a great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Ayton sets the pick for Bridges. Shoots over Griffin, and Ayton throws it down.
Well, he passes to the wide open man. Bridges developing some team chemistry.
Outside Irving. There's 48 seconds left in the first half. Griffin a screen on Paul. Here's Mills. The rejection by Paul.
Always in position to make a play at either end. Chris Paul teed that one up nicely.
Now the pass to Ayton. Over Edwards, and it's Phoenix scoring again.
the defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Mills passes to Irving. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Sinks the 15-footer.
Irving feeling confident, just rising up and knocking down the mid-range J.
Booker fires from way outside. And so it's Phoenix holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Chris, hot start, cool finish. What happened out there?
Well, we came out with a lot of energy, but in the second quarter, it died down a little bit. You know, it's real. Everybody's very excited. You know, our team's excited, their team's excited, officials excited, you know what I mean? So we just got to calm down and play a little bit.
And I'm excited. Thanks, Chris. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
And thank you for joining us, as with 2 quarters in the books, it's looking good for the Phoenix Suns.
Well, they've shown a lot of discipline at the offensive end. It's not about getting the quick shot, it's about getting the good shot. And if you want to know how that approach is working, just check out their field goal percentage.
All right, now moving on to highlight 2 of the standout performers so far in the first half.
It's like a supernova colliding. I mean, fans love these star matchups. Always the potential for a huge play. They draw so much attention, it frees up the rest of the team. Oh, and the momentum can change in a heartbeat with these guys on the floor.
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. You look at Jay Crowder. He's really been playing well.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Ayton is the pivot, and Crowder slides in at the 4. The star backcourt of Paul and Booker are out there. And it's Bridges in at the small forward. Back to Harden. And good that time.
And inside Harden is such a difficult cover. Get too close, and you know he'll cleverly draw a foul. And really an incredible playmaker his entire career. Harden has taken that up a notch. And he now often looks for his teammates first. Way to attack there and then create the contact.
And huge assist totals for Harden, which is also a reflection, Greg, of the talent around him.
And he's played with some of the best finishers in the game throughout his career. What changed starting last year was his mindset, making him all that much more difficult to defend.
So he comes up empty at the line. Ray, you always want DeAndre Ayton to play more aggressively, don't you?
Well, it's when he's at his best, especially when he's down low and using his frame. He's kind of like this young kid that doesn't realize how big he is, but he's starting to understand how much his size can impact what he can do on both ends of the floor.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Brooklyn Nets are creating a fresh legacy. Kevin Durant says it's new energy. We're one of the first teams in Nets history where fans are expecting us to do good things. The basketball culture is deep in Brooklyn, and they're looking for a team to latch on to. Well, guys, it looks like they found a good one.
I agree, David. Thanks. And the first one drops.
Coming in as a second-round pick in 2012, Jay Crowder has earned his spot in the NBA and has been part of some very big-time winning teams. He's gaining that reputation as a hard-nosed defender, and that's what he'll keep.
JaVale McGee's checked in for Phoenix. Cameron Payne comes in for Devin Booker. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Brooklyn. Harden kicks to Bembry. Aldridge with a screen on Bridges. Shot clock at 6. Bembry the pass to Claxton. From deep three-point range. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Suns. About halfway through the season, and a chance here to recap where all the teams in the West sit in the standings. You look at Phoenix. They've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason.
And I think with Phoenix, they had pressure on them coming into the season. A lot of people were picking them to have a special year, and they haven't shied away from that pressure. They've embraced it.
I think every great team welcomes the challenge of trying to be elite, and they want to do it on a nightly basis.
Irving. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Okay, good game plan. Start the second half. 3 of 4 so far from the field.
Kane looking around. And he gets it to go. And the Suns lead by 5.
Yeah, you can see the defense broke down there, allowing him to get all the way to the hoop.
Pass to Aldridge. Crowder with the steal. Now here's Payne. Defense is right there. 23 seconds left to play in the third. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
Well, he's become a defensive anchor here for this team over the past couple seasons. Great timing on the block there.
Irving against Paul. This one for 3. That's in, and the Suns lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from LaMarcus Aldridge. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a ball game here. Suns lead by 2. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
The passing for the team becoming contagious, this time involving the big.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. So for Brooklyn now, they've got Griffin. Edwards is out there with Bembry. And it's Mills. And it's Thomas in at the 2-guard spot. And Mills kicks to Edwards. Griffin sets the screen for Edwards. Shot clock at 5. It's Thomas outside. It's good from long range. Thomas got the lead up to 1 now for Brooklyn.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Bridges inside. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Suns lead by 1.
And Bridges elevating his game. Woo!
Griffin down low. He's covered by 8. Pass to Thomas. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Suns. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Blake Griffin.
Nicholas Claxton.
Well, Phoenix shooting a mind-boggling 79% off the floor. Bridges passes to Booker. Ayton sets the pick for Bridges.
Yikes, that one stings there. Hurts so much more to turn the ball over, especially with how tight the game is.
Brooklyn's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Booker against Thomas. Edwards a screen on Booker. Unloads from 13. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Both of these teams locked in on the offensive end. Going to be a high-scoring affair tonight.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
Well, Booker is the leader, and you got to trust him in that spot.
And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Suns.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They have not wasted any time here tonight. They've pushed it whenever they've had the opportunity and have gotten a lot of fast break points out of it. You might want to think twice before sending him to the line again. He gets locked in when the game gets close.
And Mills kicks to Thomas. Over Booker. Off the left rim and out.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Count it.
Chris Paul knows exactly not just who's going to hit him, but how they're going to hit him.
Brooklyn timeout call. Ladies and gentlemen, your Suns.
The Suns making a switch here. Payne's checked in. The Nets also changing it up. Irving comes in for Thomas. And it's James Harden in for Patty Mills. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
During that last break, guys, I got a chance to hear Steve Nash talking to his team. He told them they have to pick it up. He said there's no time like the present, fellas. Embrace the moment, and let's take back this game. See what they can do, Kevin.
Thank you, David.
Such a capable scorer from the mid-range. He just knows how to make that work for him.
This is a do-or-die possession. They have got to get points.
Now, you can't make any mistakes right here if you want to keep hope alive. Their execution has to be precise.
Irving against Booker. Irving attacking. And just miss after miss right now. And he commits the intentional foul.
Irving. That's his first personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for your Suns, Devin Booker. At the line for two.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Some guys will wow you with their overall size or incredible athleticism. Devin Booker does it with his pure ability to score the ball.
And so both free throws are good. And it's an 8-point game. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Brooklyn. Pass to Harden. The three. Good. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Devin Booker. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. And he is unable to get the second one.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Suns dancers.
No time to waste on this possession.
Time is not on their side right now. They're aware.
It drops. What a beautiful shot to bring them to within 3.
So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
And I don't know how they keep doing this, but every time down, the resulting possession ends up at the three-point line in a fairly efficient shot attempt at that.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
4th team foul. At the line for
he hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Taking 2 shots.
Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Breathe easy now. The biggest free throws in the game, and he's coming through.
Edwards. No good on the triple. And an intentional foul right there.
That's his first personal foul. 5th team foul. At the line for Phoenix, Cameron Payne.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game. So the Suns win it. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Chris, what does a win like this do for you at this time of the season?
Hopefully it gives us a little momentum. We got a tough stretch coming up. We got our back-to-back next week, so hopefully it just gives us a little momentum.
We'll see if he can keep it going again. Thanks, Chris. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now, let's check out our New Balance Player of the Game, Jay Crowder.